Hello, everyone. Heather Holmes here with KTVU Fox 2 News in the San Francisco Bay Area. And joining me on this Earth Day is Bill Magavern. He is the Policy Director for the Coalition for Clean Air. Bill, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Sure, good to be with you.
What do you make of this 50th anniversary?
Well, it's definitely not the Earth Day that we were planning. Of course, there were huge rallies planned for around the globe, and now we can't meet in person. So people are trying to connect in various ways online, and it's definitely not the same. So it's terrible what we're all going through, and I certainly hope that soon we'll be able to get together again and think about what we can do to make our air cleaner and our water cleaner and try to fend off this existential threat of climate change.
Let's talk a little bit about the importance of Earth Day.
I mean, Earth Day started 50 years ago in 1970. It was really the first wave of the environmental movement. And that wave of activism resulted in so many of the important laws that include the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act. And unfortunately today, those laws are all under attack by the Trump administration. So what we need to do now in 2020 is to really reinforce our commitment to cleaning up our air and our water and preventing catastrophic climate change, and having a grassroots movement that demands that our leaders actually put our health ahead of the profits of the polluters.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the changes that you would like to see made.
Sure. In California and around the country, most of our air pollution comes from transportation. And we need to move rapidly to clean up transportation. And that means upholding clean car standards rather than rolling them back the way the Trump administration is doing. And it means hastening the transition to zero emission vehicles, electric cars and trucks and buses. And that will do a lot to clean up our air, which is more important than ever now, because we have seen numerous studies showing that people who are exposed to air pollution are more likely to die from COVID-19.
Let's talk, though, a little bit about the impact that the shelter-at-home orders are actually having on the environment.
Well, we are seeing that when people shelter at home, and obviously there are not as many vehicles on the road, and so we're seeing dramatic improvements in air quality. And as I said, most of our pollution does come from transportation, so that's not surprising. But we need to learn from this, because otherwise, when we get back out into the world, the pollution will come right back. So we need to learn what it's like now to actually have that clean air. And then let's remember that and carry it forward and put pressure on our leaders to take the steps that are necessary. I think we also can learn that now, since we're doing so much of our business remotely, that some of the car and plane trips that we used to think were necessary are not so necessary. And we can cut out some of that unnecessary travel, and that will bring emissions down.
What about those who argue that there needs to be this balance between what's good for the economy and what's good for the environment?
Well, we absolutely need to have both a strong economy and a healthy environment. And we've shown that in California, where we have the strictest standards in the country to clean up our air. And yet we've had a thriving economy until, of course, this shutdown has thrown the whole world into recession. But it's quite possible to take the high road. People want to live and do business in a place where they can breathe the air and clean the water and have beautiful outdoor spaces that they can enjoy. The two can really go hand in hand if we have smart leadership and people who demand that from our government.
Bill, on this Earth Day, what is it that you want people at home, people watching this interview, what would you like for them to do or to know about this day?
Well, what I would suggest is that people go outside. It's a beautiful day here in Northern California. Observe physical distancing, absolutely, but take a breath of air. Go for a walk or a run or a bike ride, and experience how great it is to be able to breathe that clean air, maybe visit your local park and enjoy that experience, And then remember that when we go back to work, we want to still have that clean air and those beautiful places to go and enjoy. And then let's make sure that our leaders are taking the steps necessary to make that possible.
All right. Thanks so much, Bill. Anything
Thank
planned?
you.
Anything planned for, let's say, the 51st anniversary? I know that this one has been a little bit subdued because of COVID-19, but not the exact way that you wanted to mark it. But are you planning to maybe do anything online or kind of building up for next year?
Well, we have Clean Air Day that the Coalition for Clean Air organizers the first Wednesday in October every year. So I'm hoping that this October we will be able to celebrate Clean Air Day with various activities where we ask people around California to take steps that will help to clean up our air.
Okay. And then before I let you go, what are some of those steps that you're talking about?
So reducing unnecessary car and plane trips is definitely a big one. If you can leave the car at home occasionally, walk or bike or take public transit, do a video conference instead of taking that flight down to Southern California and back, that will really help to reduce those emissions that are hazardous to our lungs and our hearts and our health.
Bill, do you think that some companies will in fact be changing the way that they do business with so many people now working from home, and that might in turn sort of help your ultimate goal?
I think that's entirely possible. I mean, we've had to make these drastic shifts in our behavior that, we really never thought that we would have to do so quickly. And I think that is showing that it's possible to do a lot of work remotely. I really like doing business in person and seeing people, but some of those meetings can be reduced, especially the ones that require long distance travel.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to add, Bill?
Just hope everybody stays safe on this Earth Day, and think about a time when this will all be better and we can protect our health.
Thank you so much, Bill. Really appreciate it. Nice to see you, and we'll be in touch. Hopefully we will be able to get out there in October.
Great. Thanks a lot. Good talking with you.
Yeah. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate